Hi everybody and welcome to another video. My name is Richard Seidlitz, aka Telum01, and I'm the owner of redpants.lol. Today I'm going to show you how to change the door check arms on an Aston Martin V8 Vantage. The door check arm is a weird name for a little gas strut that holds the door open so that the angle and the weight of the door when it's open doesn't make it close on its own. It holds the door open, which makes it much easier to get in and out of. The check arm itself is just this little strut. The main things you need to know about it are that on either side is a mounting point. It's a socket for a ball mount with a retention clip on the back. The easiest way to figure this out is when you have your new struts. Go ahead and use a flathead screwdriver or a pick to pop the retention clip off just enough to where the ends of the clip don't block the opening to that socket. As you can see on this one, this is the old one, which is why it's really dirty, but that clip is popped all the way out. That's fine when you're removing it, but trying to install one of these when that clip is out is extremely difficult. So when you're installing these on the new ones, just bring the clip out enough to clear that socket. When you're doing this, you'll really want to have an assistant, somebody that will help move the door. It makes this much easier. If you want to do it solo, by all means, but I highly recommend you have a second person helping you. In here, you can see where the check arm is. To get to it, you need to remove the rear end of the fender liner. Basically what you want to do is you want to take the wheel off. There's fasteners underneath. There's fasteners right here. You don't have to remove the entire wheel liner, the fender liner, if you don't want to. I'm doing this for demonstration purposes to make this easier to show. But what you need to do is get at least the rear half of the fender liner released so that you can push it back and reveal this area in here. The strut is right here. And as you can see, there's a mounting point here and a mounting point in the back where the door is. It's hard to see because of the lighting. You probably can't see it in this video. But when you see this in person, if you shine a light back there, you can see it. The easiest way that I found to do this is to use the lip right here as a leverage point for the rear mounting spot. What that allows you to do is sort of leverage off that because you are pointing back there, and to try to get that clip released is pretty not painful, but it's a pain. That way you can release that, and then I do this one because this one's so easy to do because it's right in front of you. So I'm going to show you, hopefully this works because I'm doing this solo, is you can see that as you're moving the door, the strut in there moves back and forth. So what you can do is you can move the door as you're trying to get the right position for you to get that clip off of each end, especially the one in the rear. Once you've popped those off, be extremely careful when removing the strut. It may take some force to release each end. You don't have to worry about damaging the strut because you're replacing it. However, you do have to worry about things around it. So here, for example, there's a plastic light housing for the corner light. It's this one right here. You can see I don't have one. I have a replacement for it because I busted mine off because I wasn't being careful. I pulled down on this and it snapped that housing clean off. So when you're doing this, be very careful about stuff around it, but the strut itself you may have to use a little force for. Just make sure that these retention clips are popped off. When you're installing it, I do the same thing. I put the back end in on the door first and then make sure that's secure, and then I do this one because it's right in front of you. It's nice and easy. Once that's done, go ahead and test the door. As you can see from mine, it's staying open, which means it worked. And the movement is nice and smooth. Close it, open it, make sure there's nothing hitting it, nothing's weird is happening. But that's all there is to it. The first one will probably take you about 45 minutes. When you do the other side, it'll probably take you 10 or 15 minutes less because you'll figure out the tricks on the first side. Once you're done with it, all you have to do is button everything back up. Reinstall the fender liner, put your wheel back on, make sure your lug nuts are torqued accordingly, and then you're done.